Okay, like to welcome everybody here. This is basically our podcast. We're going to be talking about O.O.P.S 4, which is Operation Open Play Saturday 4. This will be the fourth one we're doing, and the acronym for this one is called BOMB. Bring Objective Missions Back. That's basically what the whole situation, what it's actually called. And I'm going to put up a real quick graphic on the screen. Bringing objective missions back. So that's what we have on that. So, okay, like to introduce my buddy Kevin, aka Rebel, and I'm Don, aka Keeper. We're going to be the main refs for the day, and there's going to also be a couple of refs from EMR Event Park. Might want to say that the event is going to be held at EMR Event Park in New Milford, and this is going to be April 12th, 2025. So I don't know if you want to add some stuff in there, and we'll start.
I'm just excited that EMR is letting us do this again. I know we had a lot of ideas for the past few ones that we want to do, so this one we're really focusing on the ones we haven't tried yet. So I'm excited. I think a lot of people enjoyed it last time, so I think people will enjoy it this time too.
And we're actually going to a couple of areas that we didn't go to before, such as the castle and maybe an area in the back. And we're also bringing the bomb in. We've been threatening to do that the first three, that we're going to have the bomb prop. Well, we have the bomb prop for this one.
Yeah, because we got a lot of requests for the castle, so now we're doing we thought of a game scenario where we thought it would work. We think it's going to work, and I hope it does.
So this is going to be a normal open play Saturday with those rules, with our little tweak to the rule set. It's a semi-only game, no full auto, no 3-round burst, no LMGs, 1.86 joules or 400 with 2 5s. Snipers go 2.8 joules with secondary. Must have a secondary to be able to use a sniper rifle. 100-foot engagement distance. The DMR rule is in there too. So if you have a DMR, it's still 100 feet and you need a secondary. The only caveat on that I will say is if somebody has a DMR and it's like 1.86 joules, then they can shoot under 100 feet. That's fine.
Yeah.
But
at that point, it's just a regular ADG.
Yeah. So most of the people are going to be shooting semi-only. Some people HBA, gas, spring.
Everyone's shooting semi-only.
Yeah. I don't care what you want to bring. You want to bring a M4 with a big ass box mag on it, you're still only shooting semi-only. So that is the big thing.
Or we bring a pistol with a drum bag on it. Hey,
have
fun.
What we're going to do is same thing like the last game. We're going to have maps available for the specific games. And each game that we have lined up for this particular day are all 20 minutes each. Except the warm-up game, which is only going to be 10 minutes because I figure we don't need that much on a warm-up game.
Yeah, because like you feel it when you're out there. People are just like, okay, we did this, let's move on. So,
and
10 minutes would be great.
Because it's an open play, we're following basically open play rules. We go out, we come back, we set for a certain amount of time, and then we go back out. What I like to do is what you did though at O.O.P.S 3. You like got on these guys so much time. We're going back out. We were moving the guys.
Yeah, because I'm always the last one off to make sure everybody's off and everything. So as soon as I get off the field, I announce 15 minutes that we head out, and I set a timer. And be honest, I get people going before 15 minutes, but it's 15 minutes is plenty of time to load up and everything. And
with the games being 20 minutes each, you could like play 10 minutes one side, 10 minutes the other side. That's dumb. Let's just put it all together 20 minutes, and then you have an objective game. It's not just a team deathmatch, although you are shooting at each other, but there is an objective involved with the next 5 games. Okay, the first game is just a team deathmatch warm-up, but the next 5 games are objective.
Well, again, everything is team deathmatch, but with style.
Yes. Now, do you want to show some of the generic maps and
Well,
explain some of the
absolutely.
games?
Absolutely.
All right.
Just to show people and like what we were thinking of that.
All right. This now after the warm up game, this is going to be the first game, or we consider it the second game. This is called.
Let's go back a little bit to the warm up game. We are thinking about trying to get it in a different location. So we're gonna if the team deathmatch works in that location, then we're gonna plan another a game there for another event.
Yeah, and it's gonna be one of those things that we have to see how it's gonna work out because
Yeah.
it's a new area. We've never played there
Yeah.
before. Now we played there during Downfall, and I
But
know
we
Night
don't play there.
Sky plays in that area. They encompass that area, but
Yeah.
we want to try this to start with.
Yeah. So we're going up a month before. Well, hopefully, if Yamar allows us. We want to go up there and scope it out and see what it looks like. If you and I don't think it's gonna work out, I don't think we're gonna try it. But usually we have a good group that comes out. We don't tell people, guys, we just want to try it. If it fails, we're sorry, but we just want to see.
Yeah, because it's one of those things that like you want to know what's going on with it. Now I'm going to bring up a generic map of the area. All right, and I know like let's see if I can. I don't know if I can share that on the screen or present that on the screen. Present now it says. So let's see if I can do that. Please select a window or screen. Okay, we're gonna do. Uh, no, that don't work. It's getting too many. It's getting messed up here, Kev.
You bring it up to zone map or just the game?
Just an EMR map. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to bring it up on the screen so people can see, and then I'll just show where it actually is on the map. On this screen, I know Kevin can't see it. It's actually this area right here is where we're thinking about trying the game. Okay, I know you can't see it, Kevin, because I'm just showing it on the screen. But it is this area back here. Okay, now we're back to us. The thing of it is with that, like we said, we have never played there before, and we want to try to see how stuff works there. Okay. Okay, what we got up on the screen now, after I figured out how to do it, is the first game which is really the second game of the day, and it's called No Man's Land. And I'm going to let Rebel do this one because this is his baby.
Well, let's be honest. First I'm going to start with a lot of these games. Like I did, like bring up the basic idea of it, but Keeper really zoned me in and say, "Yo, like calm down. Let's think about this." So we worked pretty good together like that. So for this No Man's Land, it's basically the same thing as we did last few times, but a little twist. Now this map isn't 100% accurate. I just want to put that out there. I ballparked everything because I'm not the greatest at mapping everything out. So I remember a lot of people were busting on me last time for that. So this time, we're using flags again, but we're going to use them in a different way. So now each team is going to start with the 2 flags at their respective spawn areas. So the blue team's down there at the bottom right. They have to go into the blue line where the blue and yellow stars are. Put them up there, and the red team's got to try to prevent them from doing that. Then the red team's got to put it up on their side. But the blue team cannot cross the blue area, and the red team cannot cross the red area.
Now
So
each
right there in the middle is no man's.
each team starts with 2 flags.
Yep.
So there's 4 flags in total. So
Yep.
in order for blue to physically win, they got to get their 2 up and take 2 off the red.
Yep.
Now, an alternate way to deny a point, not to get it, is let's say red puts one up, blue can come up to where red put it up and just knock it off.
Yep.
And they deny them the point.
And that point's null and void.
Yeah, but the only way to get a point is to put the flag up with your flag color on the top.
Yep.
Because these flags are a long pole with flags blue and red on either side. So if you're a blue team, you got to have your blue flag on top. A red team, you got to have the red flag up on top. It's real simple. The difference between this one from what we did last time, we did a single line, and that was the no man's land. Nobody could go past that mark.
Yeah.
This time, there's a physical no man's land area where blue and red can interact with each other in that area.
Well, it was like that last time too, but now it's you have to go to the other side of the no man's land.
Yes.
To try to survive.
So I think they really liked this game, and the one team was like they were coordinated together. They were moving up, covering each other, and trying to do stuff, and putting the flags up. The other team, they were sort of hesitant, and I kept like pushing them to come on. You got to get up there. You can't just one guy run up and hope that he can do it. You got to have a force go up there. You got to work with the person, a couple of people. One guy with the flag, maybe 4 or 5 guys suppressing fire when he gets up there to try to put the flag up.
Yeah.
The blue team at the time, which was down on the right, they just kept running up and trying to put a flag up with one guy. And I said, you can't do that. The red has got like 5, 6 guys shooting at you, and they're putting the flag up. You can't. You got to do that. And
you got to work together.
Now, during this game, I do know that 2 players come up to me and said they were out of ammo, and one said that like he was like his battery was dead.
Yeah. From
shooting semi only. Now, he only had 1 battery, so he had to charge it in between gameplay, which was like, okay, like that's the best thing you got to do. You got to have multiple batteries. You got to have enough BBs. You got to have enough mags. If your battery dies, you're out of BBs. You're out of play. You can't do nothing. You can be a guy that just runs up, or you can be the guy running up putting the flag on. And I tried to tell that guy that his battery died. I said, you could be the guy that just runs up and put the flag on. Oh, but he didn't want to do that, and he just went back. And I'm like, they missed an opportunity. That guy could have been just running up to put the flags up while the other guys were supporting him.
What I think a lot of people are prepared for is how much ammo you're going to be using.
Yes.
I know we get a lot of compliments. People say, "Oh my God, I never went through that much ammo ever," but they love it.
Now, most of the guys that I saw, the newbies that were on the blue team at that particular time, they had like 1 mag, high cap. And I'm like, they were out of BBs. And the one guy, he brought a bottle with him and kept filling the thing up. But some of the other guys that were there that had good rigs on them, they had 4, 6, 8 mags all the time. The one guy that had 8 mags, I was always laughing about this. He was in tan. He had 8 mags, and he ran out of BBs.
Yeah.
And he had 8 mags on him and 1 in the gun. So he had a total of 9 mags. And even if they were like 120 round high caps, he was out. And I'm like, and he's shooting with his pistol at the end, and he only had 2 mags with that. So I'm like, that guy wanted to keep going no matter what. And I'm like, he's shooting with a pistol, he couldn't hit shit with it, but I'm like, he kept going with it. I really liked that type of attitude. They were really having fun with it.
Oh yeah, I think everybody's gonna have a blast with this one. Like it's the same but also different. So
this was the only game though out of all the games that we played at O.O.P.S 3 that we had a complaint that a guy went past where he was supposed to go, and it did annoy the one guy. Not like he got to the point where he's pissed and walked off. He just come up to me and told me about it, and I told the guy to move back. It was not a big deal,
Yeah.
you know. And
Yeah,
that's what I liked about the day. Everybody was so,
like,
yeah, that's fine.
like everybody makes mistakes. Like especially like if you're on one side, you're like full blown sprinting, and you get hit when you get there. So you yell hit, but you like stumble across the line, which nobody ever complains about that. But sometimes, yeah, you do go across because you don't know the map yet. You don't know exactly where everything is.
And one thing I have to really tell people is me and Kevin know the maps and what we want to do with them. And
Yeah,
we have two other refs that are supplied by EMR Event Park. Tim is the owner. So they're not quite sure what we're doing. So we're
yeah.
explaining the game to them as they're out there and trying to give them some like pointers on
Well,
what to do. And they were doing pretty good about the stuff.
yeah, because what we told them was just focus on more of the players of their hits and everything. Make sure he's you know no nobody's getting heated or anything like that. Because you were on top, I was on bottom, and we were keeping an eye on everything.
And the two refs were starting with the players on either side and then moving up slowly once the players started playing.
Yeah,
So, they were looking for people calling their hits or not calling their
yeah.
hits and stuff like that, which was really good. They were like the
Which yeah we
secondary
needed.
refs of us.
Yeah,
So that's called No Man's Land 2. It's the second version of it. So the name of this one, which will be the third game in our series, is the bomb game. And this is going to be at a field called Numbskull. So give us a breakdown on this, Kev.
all right. So this is the same exact field and layout as last time we did this. The last time we played was we were playing with the cones. This time is now the bomb props. We're taking the bomb. We have Keeper made bomb props that has buttons on it, has lights so you know it's been activated. So they're going to be. Keeper also built stands for them. So there's going to be one color on the one side, the other color on the other side. So if the red team has to try to set the red one and prevent blue from setting theirs off. So this is going to be 20-minute round. The thing is, though, the bombs will be set for 5 minutes each. So if it goes off, it resets, and you got to do it again. You try to have it go off as many times as those 20 minutes.
Now, one thing I want to note that when the bombs are set on the stands, we're just turning the power on. There's a
Yep.
green button and a red button. The green button starts the bomber 5-minute time. The red button resets it.
Yep.
And during the gameplay, Kev was saying to me that we say bomb activated and we'll say bomb reset. We'd have to say red bomb reset, red bomb
Yeah.
activated, blue blue bomb reset. And they have to keep coming back to do that and defend the bomb so the other
Yep.
team can't get to it.
So just like No Man's Land, you have a No Man's Land here, so you can't cross your color.
The actual building, the Numbskull building, is actually going to be a good visual marker.
Yeah.
Because you can't, if blue's coming down from the top, they can't go past the front of the building. If red's coming from this side up, they can't go past the other side of the building. It
Yep.
should be pretty much straightforward that they should understand that.
Yeah.
But
So
we will
I
have
think we
some
should-
markers.
Yeah. So I think we should allow the bolt-action snipers up on the second floor again,
Yeah.
because a couple of them got up there and they enjoyed it. So it's more. It's like a little challenge.
What I'm going to do at the end of this clip section here, I'm actually going to put a picture of the bomb so you guys know what the front of it looks like. And the big thing with the bombs is the red one has a fire bell on it, 130 decibel fire bell. And the black one, not the blue one, it's not blue. I don't know. I only had black at the time when I painted it. But that's the blue bomb. That has a 130 decibel siren. So you have a differentiation between the two bombs. So what I'm going to do is I'll show a picture on that, or I might put a video link. I don't know. We'll see what I want to do. The
And
same
also
thing with the first one
also-
too. I might put up the flag, picture of the flag and a
Yeah.
picture of the flag holders and the pans, just so
Yeah.
people know what's going on.
So with this round, there could be possibly overtime.
Can you explain
So
that
if-
to them?
So overtime rules for this is if you activate your set color bomb and the time runs out on the game, the game will end on the activation or deactivation of said bomb. So if there's only like a minute left and somebody activates their bomb, well, guess what? We have 5 minutes to either let it go off or deactivate it. Then that's the game.
So if it's 1 minute left and the guy activates it and the guy comes over and resets it, end the game.
Yep.
So the thing of it is same thing as last time. Me and Kev are going to be watching the bombs. I'll be on one side, he'll be on the other side, and the alternate refs are going to start with the spawns and keep on track of the guys as they're moving forward.
So I wish I would have took a picture of myself, but I was on the right side of this map. I actually had to lay on my stomach because there was so much firefighting all around me. I actually had a couple people ask me to move, so I'm like rolling on the ground in different positions.
Now this map,
players were happy.
This map, like the No Man's Land game, is a cooperative type thing. When I was reffing the red, they were running up one guy at a time. I watched the blue come up with like 6 guys.
Yeah.
3 or 4 of them run up shooting at the guys coming toward them, where one guy just tried to put the cone on. And each guy had a cone in his dump pouch. So they run up with 3 guys as the front line, and 3 other guys were trying to put cones on. That's why, blue won, because they coordinated together with it. And I was trying to tell that to the red guys to do the same thing, but just one guy kept running up every time, and I'm like, that's not going to do it.
So we'll talk about it for the code game. Like that, I was just thinking, but the code game, I'll say it.
But this game, I think, is going to be a lot of fun because I think it's going to give a new aspect to a location we played at, but it's a different type of objective they got to do. Second airsoft bomb prop. Turn on the power. Display lights up. This is a reset. Resets the clock timer back. You press the button to start it, the green button. The light comes on. On the reset, turns the light off, resets it back to the original time. You hit the green button again, it starts counting down. As you can see, that's 5 minutes, 300 seconds. You can also turn the power off there. Okay, now this is going to be the castle game. This is the 4th game that we're going to be playing. This is played at the castle. We have never had an O.O.P.S game at the castle so far. And I know people have asked about it, so now we're doing a game at the castle. Explain what we got, Kev.
So, again, what you said is people have been asking for us to play at this location. And we just could not think of a game, a scenario, whatever here until we started throwing out some ideas and everything. And so came up with the cone game at the big castle now. So there's gonna be the orange stars you see is, like I said, not 100% accurate, but it's close to where we're gonna be putting them. There gonna be posts with yellow cones on it, and you just put your color cone on top, and you gotta keep your color cone on top. So especially with these rules, second floor is off limits. You only can play on the first floor and on the and around the outsides. The cones there, that's like the 50-yard line, so cannot go past, cannot go past the cones at all.
One of the things that I want to mention too is usually when they play this map, the spawn points are on the top and the bottom on this picture, which is always like the way they play it. And I don't really, let's do something different. So now we are doing to the opposite sides, which I think is going to be a new dynamic for the people because they're used to playing the other way. We like to throw little monkey wrenches in this stuff.
But the thing is, though, you're going to be safe when you spawn.
Yes.
You don't have to worry about getting shot right off the bat because the only time a team's going to shoot you that far is if somehow they find that right angle. And as far as I know, my light went out. As far as I know, there is no angle from one spawn to the other. So
Now, just to clarify, so everybody knows what's going on, the 50-yard line is that yellow line in the middle. You can go inside the castle right up until that 50-yard line, which is basically the big doors on either side. But we are not going on the second floor.
Sorry, my light's dying. Yeah, they get no second floor, so you cannot go up the ramps at all. You can't go up the steps. I get that the ramp's gonna help cover the one team better than the other side, but name of the game.
Now, are we allowing snipers on the second floor in this game?
No, because it's gonna be you'll be way too close.
Yeah. Because they have to have a 100-foot engagement distance,
Yeah.
and from one wall to the other is not 100 feet.
So I think the only way they can really be successful is if they're either watching the outside cones, they're on the outside watching that, or if they angle themselves just right, they can get it like inside the castle too.
See, the thing of it is, getting the outside cones, they can lay on the outskirts at like over 100 feet shooting at the people.
Yeah.
For the center two cones, if they get the right angle on the doors on the left and right side,
Yeah.
they should be able to shoot at one or the other to get the
Yeah.
right angle.
But I got a feeling that the inside's gonna be so clustered. For me as a sniper, I would be on the outside for sure. That's just me.
Now, last O.O.P.S 3, I know we had two people that were using sniper rifles, and they happened to be on the same team. And I know one guy, he used a little bit for like 2 games, and one guy, he used it most of the day.
Yeah.
So, we didn't have that many snipers. There was no snipers on the other team. So I'm like, it was not a big thing that we had to split them because the one guy used it all day, the other guy didn't use it at all. So that's what we're looking for this game coming up. If we have multiple people with sniper rifles, and if we have an even amount, we want to split them up. We don't want to have 4 snipers on one team and none on the other team.
Yeah. Yeah, it's usually pick and choose type deal.
Yeah, so we try to even out the teams too to see what can do. And the first people that we move will be our own teammates.
Well, let's say that for later.
Yeah. All right, so that has been the castle game. We're going to move on to the next one. Okay, what we got here, this will be the 5th game of the day, and this is the punch card game. This will be in the town. Kevin, give us the lowdown on this one.
All right. So, you're going to go to your spawns. You're going to have playing cards. Just regular playing cards at your spawn points. You're going to take one. That's going to be yours until you drop it off at the center point. So if you die with it, you just take it back to where you got it. Then go back out. Go back to your spawn and go and leave with the same card. So 4 orange stars on the outsides there's going to be a hole puncher at those locations. You got to go up with your playing card, punch a hole in it, then get to the next one, punch the next hole, not in the same spot. We have to be able to see it. So you can do all 4 corners if you want, shoot across, whatever you want to do. It has to be 4 punches we just see in it. So after you get all 4 punches, you have to take it to the middle and deposit, and you collect a point. So now there's going to be another set of cards at the dropout point. So you don't have to go all the way back to spawn to get a new one. You just can go drop yours off, take another card, and go back, get all 4 punches again. And again, if you take that card from the center, you get hit, just go back to your spawn and come back out. It still counts.
Now the punches are all different.
Yes.
Star,
4 different punches.
Star, heart, big circle, small circle.
Oh, don't tell them that. They're going to cheat.
Now, do you want to mention the other color cards?
Yeah, so one team's going to have gold, the other team's going to have silver. Then there's going to be red and blue cards in the center. So the gold and silver are going to be worth more points, while the regular playing cards are just worth 1 point.
Now, the only thing that we were thinking about, instead of having one container to put everything in, we're going to have two containers, one for the blue, one for the red, so that when we're
Yeah, maybe.
adding the points up, we don't have a big pile of cards to sort through. Although I don't really think that they're going to have a shitload of cards in the container.
No, no, not at all.
So,
So I do want to mention though, if you get 3 out of the 4 punches you get hit, that's fine. You still keep that card, so you just have to get that a fourth punch. You get
now
that punch and you drop it off.
is 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 there a way for a 50-yard line that you can't do that?
There's no 50-yard line. This is a completely open map.
Now, it's hard to see on the map because I have it zoomed out a little bit, but down the bottom right corner, you can see the little triangle of red there. If I zoom it back out, it'll show
Yeah.
the
That,
the
that's
thing.
not
But
the spot. That's just a rough guesstimate.
see, the whole thing of it is you're far enough as a spawn away from the areas in either corner. Usually on this map, they're right in the center fighting across.
Yeah.
We want to change up where these guys are starting all the time, so they're not used to how to playing in that particular area.
Yeah. And we're gonna ask everybody, please don't spawn camp. Just
Yeah.
go get your punch, get out of there. We get it if you get stuck in there. Yeah, I get it, but just don't sit there and don't let them in. Everybody have fun.
What's nice about this too is blue starts on the top, and they might be able to get that first spot right off the bat, which
I
red
think
would
you
do
get those
too.
first two.
But they still
I
gotta move around to all the spots, so you're going to be running into other players
yeah,
all the time.
I think they can get like the top team. You get those top two. The bottom team you get the bottom two. It's just getting the rest of them are going to be challenging.
And I think the more I'm thinking about it, having the one container for him to put the card in the center probably will be plenty because I really don't see people getting a lot of cards.
Unless like Chip decides to go on a marathon run.
Now, they can only have one card at a time. It can either be a
Correct.
blue or red one or a silver and gold one. They can't have like a silver one and a blue one or a gold one and a red one. They can't have two cards.
Correct.
And this will actually be a 20-minute time limit game too. And if you notice, if anybody knows the fields at EMR, we keep moving the people closer to staging as they get more and more tired.
Yeah, and we got a lot of people. They weren't complaints or anything. Like they're just saying, man, like we never moved this much. So if you're coming, bring your legs because you're going to be moving a lot. There's no sitting around.
Now I'm going to put a picture up after this section here, showing the cards and a look at the
stands.
Yeah. Well, a look at the punches. Not actually what they do, but just look at the punches. I have a picture of it. This I think is going to be an interesting game, and it's going to be near the end of the day because this is the 5th game, and usually we only get 5 or 6, depending on like how much time we have left.
But also how people feel after.
Oh yeah, if they're tired, they might say, "Oh, that's it. We're tired. We're done."
Yeah, because last time we won one game, but nobody wanted to play it.
So that is considered the punch card game.
Yep.
Card punch game, punch card game, whatever you want to call it.
Whatever you want to call it.
So if we do get to a 6th game, we have something planned for that. We have something in the bag that we can put out and have a good time with. And I think people will enjoy that aspect of it too.
I hope so.
Now, we're planning on having 3 of these for 2025.
Yep.
Right now, the first one is going to be April 12th. That's the second Saturday in April. Now, we're hoping for warmer weather, no rain, sun out, gorgeous day.
Yep.
Last time we played in April or June or something. I forget what we played, and it just rained the week before, and it was a little sloppy, but we're not actually playing in the area where we have an issue.
Well, I know no man's land had an issue.
Yeah.
Only on the one side where the team was spawning now is it. But other than that, it was good.
Rat's Nest though was like
Oh yeah,
a swamp. That was a swamp.
yeah, yes. Player lost a shoe, but he still got the objective in.
That was hilarious. Now, the thing of it is, like, we've had, like, starting with each crowd, we've had small crowds because I
Yeah.
don't think he usually gets a lot of people out there.
No.
Our last O.O.P.S 3 had only 23 players,
Which
which,
that was good.
yeah, and I'm looking to get a little bit more. If we get too many players, then we have to revamp the games or change something up because you know, having maybe 15 and 15 is the max you want to have on these games.
Yeah, there's not a lot of room.
Yeah, if you have higher than like 30 people there, you might run into a problem. Now,
Yeah.
our next game is going to be in June, and then we're going to be in October.
Oh.
So the dates are set, but I'm not going to talk about the dates, but each one is going to be a continuation of this particular one.
Well, June's going to be a little different.
Yes.
October is going to be roped into this one we're doing now. All right. So the one thing we haven't talked about yet was in between with all the games that we're playing here, there's going to be secondary objectives involved. So there's going to be you have to look for certain props out on the playing field that you have to get and retrieve it back to your spawn point. So there's gonna be 4 parts of this. So each team's getting 2 this time. There's gonna be 2 the next time in October. So there's gonna be we're gonna have maps and everything, so you're gonna have an idea where they are, but you don't know exactly where they are. So
and these are actually like April's and June's. Getting these 4 items is actually going to work toward an objective type game that's in October, right?
No. June is its own separate thing.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
because June's the hot one, then we don't want to kill people too much.
We're trying to keep the people in the shade in the woods.
Yeah. Yeah. So then, there was dabblings talking about a raffle. It's still in the works, so you don't know 100% that we're doing it yet. But there's a possibility that there might be a raffle too. Unsure what the prices will be, but last time we had it was shirt and BBs. So I'm not sure what this time it's going to be, but we'll see what happens.
What was nice on that last year on O.O.P.S 3 was the player could get the BBs and pick the weight they wanted.
Yes.
Which was really nice of Tim. And Tim gave away a shirt with each raffle winner, which was nice. But that's totally up to him how he wants to do it this time.
Yeah, we were shocked that was going to happen, but we hoping it happens, but we're not going to push.
Yeah, it's like Tim is letting us do these open play events and running them, so it's his, it's his ball of wax. So if he wants to help us with the raffles, that's fine. We were also planning the last time to buy the BBs and pay Tim for whatever weight these guys wanted. If we raffled off three raffles in between the games, whatever they wanted, then we would pay for the BBs. It was not a big thing for us to do that.
No, not at all.
And I think it made it a difference. So I'm hoping that we can do that aspect today again. If we have to buy the BBs, that's not a problem either. If he wants to donate some, that's great too.
Yeah, I'm all for it. I have no problem pitching in. And Tim sold a lot of BBs at the last O.O.P.S.
I think he actually sold a couple of batteries too.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah.
Because he was that was the problem. The one guy had 1 battery and 1 high cap, so he bought. I don't think he bought mags, but he bought BBs because he didn't have a lot of BBs, and he bought an extra battery, which saved his ass because he's charging up his battery that he brought, and he bought the new one off of Tim, which was Tim was charging for him. So when the 15 minutes was up, the battery's charged. He's ready to go. Got a bottle of BBs, man. He was like in heaven then. But you know that he doesn't usually make a lot of money on open plays. Not a lot of people buy BBs and stuff like that. And I think we're generating all this action of people shooting semi-only, and tons of BBs are shooting at people. It's actually generating like some need for BBs in our battery.
Yeah, because like we had guys on our own team, like they're like, guys, I'm blowing through BBs too much here. They're like, I'm shooting. What do you want me to tell you?
I know one guy bought a vest for his son.
Okay.
On O.O.P.S 3, but that was the only gear that I saw Tim sell. He was selling drinks, he was selling food, he was selling BBs, and he was selling batteries. You know, so that was good. Of course, I got a free cup of coffee out of it, even though I wanted to pay for it. He gave me a free cup of coffee, and I'm like, that's fantastic. Tim is very generous with his stuff. He's allowing us to do these events, and he's also allowing us to go past the time limit.
Yes.
The
time, as long as there's nothing planned afterwards.
Yes. Now, the normal game is 10 to 3, 5 hours. Okay. At like 2:30, everybody was done.
Oh. Yeah, like I think everybody was done before the last game.
Yeah.
But still pushed through.
So I'm hoping that we can get enough people to stay right through to that 5th game. You know, and maybe even get right up to 3 o'clock on this one. Now, I know in the past, like, on regular open plays, they go right up to 3 o'clock, and then, okay. But this time, they're running around, they're shooting a lot, they're moving, they're thinking about things. I'm like, they are tired at the end of the day.
Yeah. And a lot of people like it. Some people don't, but, like, we usually get more positives. Because at the end of last one, I walked around. I asked everybody, "Hey, how do you guys feel? How the day went? Anything get better?" And I didn't hear one really major complaint. It was the only complaint I heard most was, "Can we play at the castle?" But other than that, like, I had no complaints.
There is a field we're not playing on. Excuse me. This time, Margaritaville and Rat's Nest. Those were games at O.O.P.S 3 that sort of worked.
Yeah.
The Rat's Nest game sort of worked, and we actually had people ask me if we're doing the laptops again. And I'm like, no, we're not doing the laptop game. And we had another guy say, "You're not doing the crates, are you?" And I'm like, yeah, we're not doing the crates. So, there are, like we were saying, there is a new area that we're going to be testing out, and there is another area that I want to try, but I don't think it's big enough for a crowd. We have to check it out and measure it and everything like that. And that's the biggest thing. We'll be going up in hopefully in March sometime if we got decent weather. Go up and measure stuff out and map stuff out so that we know exactly where things got to go. It's real simple too. Your spawn point is a collapsible big 36-inch cone. You can't miss it. You go back to the cone, touch the cone, you come back in. It's not really a big deal. Everything is laid out so that it's, they'll be able to see where it is. The refs will know where stuff is. The refs will try to keep the game going. And like we said, because it's random teams, you pick like chips out of a bag. If one team is a little more overpowered than the other, we start moving players.
Yeah.
Because we want it to be fun.
You said earlier, like the Patriot squad, we belong to it, so we know our teammates. So we will move them before we'll move anybody else, because we know their strengths, we know their weaknesses, and our guys really don't care if they get moved or anything, because we all like shooting at each other anyway.
That's true. So, in conclusion, I just want to mention that we are not making a dime off this.
Yeah, we're not making nothing.
All the money is going to Tim. You go there, you fill out the waiver there, you pay him. All we're doing is running the games. We're not getting paid anything. We're not taking any money off the top, anything like that. I just want to make sure that's out there so people don't think that, we're getting like $100 for doing these games. No, that's not why we're doing it.
No, like we do it because we have some crazy ideas, and Tim trusts us. Like, and I just because I always want to have fun when I play. If you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again,
It gets boring.
Yeah. So like we're trying to do different things. We're trying to move stuff around, play different games in different areas, really change stuff up. Again, everything we play is team deathmatch, but with style. There's a reason why to play.
And I just
So
want to mention to everybody here that all these game ideas are from Rebel. Okay, I do the props. I do like you need a prop. I'm making the props. He's doing the game. He comes up with a game. I match the props to it. So like all the game ideas started out with Kev. We flesh them out together, try to see what works out. We tried games. Sometimes they don't work, and then okay, we won't do that one next time. So we're always trying to keep the games fresh and use areas in a different way.
Yeah. And like the last oops, I put one of the laptops in the wrong spot, and I walked over. I said, "Guys, this is completely my fault." I admit it. It was my fault. I wasn't thinking right when we were placing them the original time, so I threw it over to the proper side. Make it easier for them. So like, and I think people appreciate that when you failed and you admit it, you apologize. People are a lot more understanding that way.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, like, guys, I'm gonna fix this next time, so we don't have this issue. And nobody had a problem with it though.
I really think it's going to be a good day. I'm really looking forward to it.
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to not only April, but the June games that we're planning. We're already in the planning stages for the June game. This is what we're trying to do every time. We're laying out one game, getting it down pat, and now, even before that game is coming up, we're already thinking about the game in June and some of the aspects for October. You know, I know someone asked me, he said, why are you only doing 3? And I'm like, because they might be a lot of work. Like, if you try to do one every month, it would, like, I think it'd go bug chip.
And I have so many things going on in my life too. Like I work, of course, firefighting too. Then it's hard to do everything at once because you never know what's going to happen at what point. So I think the lesser the better, is that we won't get burned out as much because I hate repeating stuff, and it's hard. Sometimes it's really hard thinking of new stuff, like a lot of new stuff. Like a lot of times I'm at work, when I'm working by myself, I get these ideas, and I hurry up and I message Keeper. Then later on we'll flesh it out.
I have a document that's called game ideas, and they're all his text messages that I copy and paste in there, and then we flesh them out, and maybe it's a game we want to throw in for a particular objective mission that's included with the other games. So he's always doing that. So I think it's actually making the games is keeping them fresh. I think we mentioned this once before. We would love to do a full day event. I mean, 8-hour event. It would be great. I don't think I could keep going 8 hours, but we could try. The biggest thing that I have a problem with now is my age and my knee. All right, has various issues. I've actually stopped playing airsoft, and I just take pictures. And reffing is a lot of fun, and I like doing that. It's just that maybe 5 hours I can hold up. 8 hours, I don't know how it would work out. But I think we would have more refs than just me in the day. No, so I think that would be,
we can get away with it right now.
Yes.
Like, we went to other places where they only had one ref. Like for open plays.
Yep.
And everything worked out fine, but these open plays, you get away with less refs.
Yes.
But if you bigger event, you need them like all over the place.
Just want to mention that this open play event is like his normal open plays. It's $20 for the whole day, for the 5 hours. Game starts at 10 o'clock, and we try to get people out on the field at 10 o'clock and keep them out there as long as we can.
I'm telling you, we got to change the time to 9, but we start at 10. I'm telling you.
Now we did have people the last time we started at 9, and like we didn't get out till like 20 after 9, and we were pushing, and people showed up after the fact too.
Yeah,
It's just the nature of the game; they're so used to that.
it's airsoft.
And the only negative thing I will say is I wish Tim had rentals, because I
Yeah,
think that really limits the people coming there.
yeah,
Because I had a guy ask me, "Does he have rentals?" And I said no. And he said, "Oh, well, we go to such and such place and they have rentals." And I'm like, "Well, okay, yeah, but like he
and
doesn't."
what? So, Keeper, just bring all air stuff and rent it
Yeah.
out.
Now he does do rentals for paintball, which people come out and they can get the paintball stuff, but that is his
Yeah,
primary income. He has a
no,
paintball field, so just
yeah.
want to make
Pay,
sure that
pay,
clear to
paintball's
everybody.
always paintball's always first there, right?
Yeah,
And I respect that. I do. But we're trying to get airsoft really going there.
and we're hoping that he wants to keep the field going into
Yeah,
2026, and that we can keep going with these games right along.
yeah,
We don't want to like lose the field, because I know he was talking about maybe retiring, stuff like
yeah.
that, because there's really not that many fields in our area that are within like an hour, 15 minutes
Yeah.
from the house here.
Well, you buy it then.
Yeah. If I had a couple $1 million, I'd be buying a field in Wilkes-Barre
Yeah,
instead.
right.
Or
The old
really
Kmart.
screw people up, buy it in Dallas, and they'd be like, "Where the hell's Dallas at?" So,
They'll be going to Texas.
yep. All right. So I think we yacked long enough on this. Do you have any other closing thoughts there, Kev?
uh, I just hope people come out, have a good time, and just spread the word that we're here to have fun. It's name of the game. Just go have fun, meet new people, shoot chip. I think
Yeah,
that's
that's
just
important.
that's just like the main goal for everyone there. Even if he's on your team or not, you just shoot him. But no, I think this is gonna be a good time. People are getting excited
Yep.
how we've done things in the past. They're looking forward to what we do, and I know they really appreciate that we have the maps out of the spawn points, which I agree. Like that's just so much better, so everyone has a better
Yep.
understanding. So
Now, just so everyone knows, the link for the game on Facebook will be in the description, and to our main Facebook page, O.O.P.S Central, which is actually going to go over game ideas and stuff like that.
yeah,
So if you guys get a chance, click on those links, go to the games. If you're on Facebook, click on them. Put down that you're interested in the game, you're going to the game, whatever. Follow the O.O.P.S Central Facebook page. I really appreciate it,
yep,
and we'll try to do these podcasts for each game when we
yep,
get them out there. So hopefully we'll see you guys all out there on April 12th.
yep. Can't
So
wait.
this has been Keeper.
Rebel.
You guys have a good day.
I'm just here to have fun.